not sure. But I've just turned the graphics quality down to ultra low. The vehicle quality is actually still pretty decent. That's kind of weird. But look at the background. Look at the trees. Oh my god. No wonder people can shoot you through trees when they're like that. Is there any leaves on there? Oh my word. Oh, it's just nasty. Look at the planes. Again, the plane model's not that bad, but you look at the background and you're just like, oh fuck. What am I looking at? Welcome to your life. Sorry, Silas. Trees and many objects don't render in the distance on ultra low quality, and that's the main broken advantage. Wow. Oh, screw that. And look at that. Oh my word. Look at the ground. Look at the frame rate. LOL. I've never had this high frame rate in tanks before. That's amazing. Almost 204 frames per second it just peaked at. LOL. Look at it. Oh my god. I mean, this isn't going to make that much difference on this map, you know, which I quality, because there really isn't that much cover anyway, or bushes. But you can see, look at the textures on the ground. That's minging. That's a colloquialism for you. Oh, it's just nasty. I mean, the tank model, that's alright. This is the weird thing. I was expecting the tank model to be worse as well, but it's not really changed that much. I'm going to check the settings again after this game, just to, you know, make sure that I've not got high textures for the tanks. Well, lol, they just all appeared from nowhere. But everything, like all of the... everything in the background, all of the, you know, bushes, apart from the tank's fine. The tank's like, yeah, I've got high definition, you know, resolution. But everything else is just like, and red. How long will I torture you with this? Yeah, you've seen a dipshit wannabe streamer playing on today because you have to if you want to have the edge. Yeah, okay. Wait until I fly. Wow, I'm looking forward to that one. Well, I'm just doing a quick test device just to see, you know, how much of a difference it makes. Obviously, on this map, I'm not going to really be able to tell that much difference because it's, you know, desert. There's no bushes or trees really, or very little in that regard. hit long. So yeah, I might have to do another game after this one just to see how bad it is on, you know, a bushier or more tree congested map. Soon, Tim. I mean, in my mind, this is just god awful. It really is. I mean, I do apologise to anyone who has to play on this due to their wig. But at the end of the day, Gaijin really should do something about this. It's just stupid. Their lack of wanting to do something about it, or actually doing something about it, is kind of worrying, to say the least. Because it clearly gives you an advantage in Tank RB or Tank SB. You can play Tank RB or SB with this mode or with this level of graphics. Gaijin allow that for some reason. Get out of my face. Dirty commie filth. Just curious, Commander. No. I'm using Hive app as well here. Sure, 85. No idea where he was. Okay. He's there apparently. Okay, planes. Let's take in the F4. This is ultra low. This is minimum quality, so it's ultra low basically. I'm doing it more as a test. Oh, lol. Wow. You really couldn't tell that they've dropped that airfield on there, could you? No. The clouds look almost the same as what they're like when I'm... What? I was expecting them to be pretty shitty looking. It just doesn't render things in on ultra low. Their airfield's over there. Or is there? You can just see it. But the buildings are just literally rendering in now. What is going off down there? Oh wow. You can pick out enemy tanks from this kind of, with this level of graphics so easily. You know, normally you've got a lot more clutter down there, but no, on this, with this like view mode or level of graphics, you can easily see everything. Missed. Oh well. Oh, there's a plane. Saw him straight away. But yeah, the plane model, that's not changed at all. It's everything else. All of the textures around it That's changed. Apart from, obviously, the clouds. The clouds appear to be almost the same as what it's like when I'm playing it on high. Or movie, for that matter. Which is really weird. Yes, pro Spitfire player. Oh, long. How much oil are you going to leak into my face? Quite a bit, apparently. No, this just looks awful. Why have Gaijin even put this in? I still think that as far as ultra low quality goes, they should make it so that they shouldn't be allowed to do RB tanks or simulate battle tanks. I mean, like I say, I do apologise for anyone who has to play like that because their rig isn't very good. But really, it's just horrible. There we go. Now it should be able to see how bad it is for, the bushes and so on, hopefully. I know what this map is like normally, so we'll see what it's like with ultra low. Like you say, oh my god. Where are all the bushes? LOL. It's like I'm playing World of Tanks. It's like they've basically taken World of Tanks and turned it into War Thunder. Wow. I can see now. I mean, I kind of did do a bit of testing this on this a while back, but I didn't really do a proper test. I was on a desert map and was just like, ugh, don't want to be doing this for very long. It'll hurt my brain. But I can now see why I'm getting shot through these bushes here, or through any bushes for that matter. If it's an ultra low quality pleb or scrub. Because they literally can see through them. This is so ugh. It almost makes me want to throw up. It's like tanks fighting on the moon with a few trees, yeah. And the funny thing is, Gaijin actually, say the ultra quality doesn't affect gameplay. Yeah, okay. Okay, Gaijin. You obviously play your own game, don't you? They're turning into the internet. Well, I say they're turning into. I think they have been the international joke of gaming or MMOs for quite some time now, and until they do something about this, that's going to continue. It's just, oh man, I honestly don't get Gaijin and their management or development team for not doing anything about this. It is just pure comedy, albeit ugly comedy, but it's still comedy nonetheless. It's like they're taking the piss out of their own player base. yeah, you've got a really good rig, mate. Yeah, go on and play with it, and then get killed by a bunch of ultra low graphics scrubs that haven't got a fucking clue what to do or how to play. It's just nasty. Like, really, really nasty. Like, if you could imagine the worst day ever possible, this is it. It's not necessarily to do with the skill level of the player, IFF, but it's more to do with the fact that you can abuse it. As DePrice said earlier, he came across a streamer that was using ultra low quality just because it gave him an advantage. It does give you an advantage. It's quite blatant that it gives you an advantage because it's removing most of the cover from the game. Or from the map even. From an aircraft perspective, it's removing almost everything from there. You know, if I'm flying over a tank now, I'll easily see him, no problem at all. If I was normally, you know, if I was on my normal level of the graphics, I might struggle to see him unless he's moving or, you know, firing or something like that. It's a lot harder to track a target when you can't see them very clearly. I mean, look. There's one there. There's one there. One there. Let me just kill this guy. Let's see if I can see any more. There's not even any roads there. It's just so ugh. I mean, it's like watching your dog eat vomit. There's one there, one there, one there. Yeah. You see, it's just, it gives you an advantage when you're doing this. It's quite blatant that it gives you an advantage as well. I mean, they could make it so that, you know, they limit your effective visibility range, but they've not done anything. It's just like, yeah, it's okay, no problem, you know, it's all fine. Nah, this is just a joke. They're taking the piss out of the player base. You can see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, it just says in very small text, ultra low quality. And boy, is this ultra low. Well, Stoner's going to give you a biased response anyway, because he's just a fucking douche. I'm not saying that everyone will be playing this, but there are players that will play this just to get an advantage, like I say. I have a big problem with that. That, like I say, is effectively cheating. It's certainly not skillful play. Only 80% of the community using it, no problem, lol. I love that you know, they think that this doesn't give anyone any form of advantage. I mean, who the fuck said that? Did they even look at how this affects gameplay? Have they done testing? I mean, like I say, there are people that use this as like a cheat mode, literally. But I can say, like, beyond any form of reasonable doubt, that this does give you an advantage. Only 20%. Well, therefore, why is it such a big issue for them to not make it, well, to make it so that they can't play in realistic or simulator? If it's only 20%, that's not a lot of players, obviously. So why is it such a big deal to change it for just those 20%? It's like spawn camping at the end of the day. Well, it's not exactly the same, but it's the same level of scumbaggery.